Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Intellicus live demo on GenAI Assistant for 360 degrees analytics and predictive insights. We have with us Mr. Piyush Tiwari, our head of sales, who will be taking us through the corporate presentation. We also have with us Mr. Sagar Koti, our solutions engineer. He'll be taking us through the demo. We'll take all your questions at the end of this session, and you can either write them down in the chat or the Q&A window. Our team will connect with you over mail in case we are not able to squeeze them in this session. So yeah, over to you, Piyush.
Thank you, Risha. And thank you everyone for joining in today, sparing your half an hour. We'll make sure that your half an hour investment will take some key insights, what we deliver to the market. So as a company, we are 20-year-old. We have global presence and global customers are there, 18,000 plus deployments so far. We're serving to around 20% of Fortune companies across the globe. Some of the examples are here. Today's world is shifting towards AI and Gen AI. Traditional dashboards are going to be obsolete in few days, but not exactly like how reporting is going to be there. Dashboards are also going to be there. But Gen AI making our insights very easy to reach to us and very easy to consume for natural language, for forecast trend inventory optimizations, or any kind of the behavioral insights, personalized customer experience, that how we want to deliver to them, and deliver contextual insight for every business functions. That means that we can actually talk to our data, and that becomes your assistant, that how your data can help you to get the right information at right time and can be consumed as a future decisions to stay ahead with the competition and for better customer experience. What we are going to showcase today, the 360-degree analysis, that how Intellicus can perform, right? The consolidated from all the data source what we have, and then we can create a 360-degree analysis. We can create predictive insights. And top of that, we can have the conversational analytics as a Gen AI powered Kairos dialogue we have, where we can have all kind of a sales inventory or any kind of the insight what presence in our data. Automated anomaly detections in form of thresholds and everything we've created, so we can get that anomalies, and then automated reports for our operations. A 360-degree analysis, how we can achieve collecting data from all the sources you have, right? With a real-time data population to system and consolidated that from multiple different sources we have, including our flat files. And then we can get the proper analyzation of our data, empower CXOs with real-time insights, that what is actually happening on the ground level also. That kind of a granularity we can get on 360-degree analytics, that what we deliver to the market. And then enabler for faster decision, like promotions or any kind of functions that we want to enable that. Predictive intelligence, that's a capability of machine learning integration and doing the prediction using our data and including the third-party data, that how our market is behaving, and then how we are supposed to cater them, everything, the revenue forecast, market basket analysis, and multiple other things, whatever we can think of our business. Our today's demo is more concentration on the data from retail domain, but we can correlate with our existing business also, despite of industry like insurance, banking, or any sector, like how we want to analyze that particular function. So I will not take much time, and I will request Sagar, my colleague, to start demonstrating that how we can transform together using Intellicus and Kairos dialogues. Over to you, Sagar.
Sure, Piyush. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's live demo session on 360-degree analytics of information and it's complementary to GenAI capabilities on top of this data. And also, we'll speak about some predictive information as to do how to do a what if analysis for the dependent and independent variables, how you can easily get insights out of that. So, our focus in today's session will be discovering actionable insights, interactivity, easier navigation through various dimensions of the information, and then also cascading it to the various levels. So, I'm Sagar. I belong to the pre-sales engineering of Intellicus, and I work towards the solutions of for various projects. So what you see on the screen is the a superstore retail data set. It is reimagined for the CXOs or the CEOs. If they have to look at the important KPIs, they can draw from this data. Likewise, the data can be anything. It's a functional block or the skeleton that we can easily ingest the information to show it in a manner the business want to consume. So here at the top, you can see we have some quick filters like order date, market, category, and customer name. So in markets, we are taking information from Africa, Asia Pacific, all major markets, and important KPIs like executive KPIs like sales, orders, microchart, which will help you to see over a period of time, 2021 to 2024, what happened, how it progressed, and then we have some profitable KPIs with the return rate. Likewise, we move ahead and interact with this now. Initially, I first want to see for the Asia Pacific market, which is the major global region for the information that I want to look at because it is contributing major portion of global sales. So let's explore which categories are driving these numbers. So I selected Asia Pacific, and you can see the swiftness in delivering the information in no time. And then I have a category wise sales where I want to drill down and see for the category level. So, for example, I just want to drill down to the product level and see there is furniture, IT equipments, and stationery. So, for example, I want to see for furniture. I can just select that furniture information, and then here we can see the profit margin and return rate shifts for both Asia, Pacific, and other regions. If we want to see, if we can compare that, shows a strong sales trend, but and a considerable profitable trend as well, with the relatively moderate margins. So these margins can be considered, but still there is a room for improvement in terms of this particular product category. Likewise, I can go for the IT equipments in this specific region. So you can review product by product and see under this what I can do. What is the healthy sales growth that we are trying to observe? When I do this, I also can go one level down to the granularity of this information. There is no limit to the levels that you can go to go see the data. But then I want to see for IT equipments. I have divided products in under IT equipments in two manners. One is standard product and strategic product. So when I say standard and strategic product, I want to basically see for this particular view, which is strategic product. So we have a steady sales and steady growth, but again, the profit margin has been linear and sinusoidal in aspect. The reason I'm trying to talk about strategic product because they may offer better margins, though the volume we can see more in standard products. In terms of premium profit margins or the sales growth, we can target the strategic product. When I say strategic product, I also wanted to see you are able to understand how we are moving from one place to another place or dimensions to understand various products under strategic. We have Hewlett Packard machine, Cisco headset, right? So we are able to see how many of them have been ordered and what is the return rate. So this particular product category or the product is having the highest return rate considerably for other particular products. So here we can see a room for better customer education, a potential area for the product improvement if we are facing feedback for the services that we provide in this for the customer base in this particular region. So the consumability region to region, it varies for the products how they look like. So which is why we are talking about the customer education and the product improvement is catering towards the specific region. And then I can just deselect it. I want to move further to the next section, which is where we have this top profitable products and various details. So I have divided these sections into products, customers, shipping, order, and seasonality. So when we'll come to the profitable products, we have a dual axis where we are talking about a profit margin and also a profit and the profit margin as to how it is progressing. So though this is a descriptive information, what we are trying to get out of this particular dashboard is, draw from this dashboard is, which are those driving parameters for my profitability, which are those driving parameters for my shipping aspects. All will be showing in the next aspect as well in terms of GenAI. So when it comes to the top five profitable products, these are the five ones for considerably for all the regions considered, and then we have taken product category with their order size. What is the strategic flag, like standard product to strategic product, return risk flag. So I have combined with these with the volumes, sales, profit, and orders, whether they are high return product or low return product. Coming down, we have a total number of customers. We can just maximize and talk about with this. We can see the variance here, total number, and also the variance over here. We have a total customers, retention rate, active customers, and the churn risk. So here, if you want to see for any specific customer purchase frequency, right, like one-time buyer, we'll be able to see what is the marginally the retention rate is very less for this customer purchase frequency, and one-time buyers, we have top 10 customers who have that. So what is the sales, profit, and profit margin he has given to us in terms of them. So if retention is the driving parameter, we the insight here is majority of the buyers are one-time buyers. So there is a signaling need for the engagement strategy, right? You can see the percentage division, 68.8% just going with the one-time buyers. So if they have to come back as a loyal customer, stay with our services, there is a need for the engagement strategy. And you can see those top five customers as well. Then coming down to the shipping section where we have orders shipped on time, slightly delayed, orders delayed. We have taken some important metrics, but at the same time, we also identified which are those high cost routes and normal. So if we want to just select the high cost routes, right? So it will show you the total details. How many orders went through those particular routes? What are the shipping return impact that has happened? We can easily, means each and every parameter is selectable, filter, drill up, drill down, means each and everything is interactive. It is not static in nature. And we have also taken, so here the insight would be a high cost routes, which significantly accounts for the delays and returns. So we have to optimize that as well. What are the shipping modes? Preferred shipping modes: standard class, second class, same day, and first class. Basically, same day is for the lowest preferred shipping mode basis on the products that we are shipping in. And we have a shipping cost expense. So California is having the highest shipping cost. It doesn't mean that California on a whole is having. I have just taken example of a US as a country, states in US, just to measure the shipping cost expense. So we can just see for California alone and to see what is the trend that we are facing in terms of delayed orders, on time, slightly delayed, right? Under California, how many profitable cities we have and underperforming cities in terms of sales and volume that we are facing in. And this has the highest cost routes too. So that is the reason we are also having the highest shipping cost in terms of expense that we are measuring in. In terms of geo insights, we talked about profitable cities and underperforming cities, right? So we can easily filter and see how many profitable cities are there. I mean, like healthy cities, and we can go for a specific state as well. So each and every aspect on the geo map as well is can be seen. What is the profit margin, cost route in terms of seasons? What is the non-holiday and holiday seasons? How many orders were placed? If we take the same filters or the selections for the order priority and the profitable orders, there is a proper trend that we can see where we have a higher profit margins coming in terms of profitable orders from this particular state. If we take US as a region, and what is the order priority that surfaced when we ship the orders? Most of them have been high and medium in terms of the criticality. So what we are trying to understand from here is optimization of the shipping methods, and if there is high volume and high sales but still depleting profit, whether there is a need of customer improvement, discounts, campaigns, need for the education of our ground staff, so all that will account as some of the reasons that could be ground reality. So this is about the descriptive analysis, where I'll be drawing the information and taking this insight to see predictive and also the Gen AI capability on top of this. So from here, we will move to the next part where we have this churn dashboard, right? We are selling various products, and there are a lot of delivery that is. But apart from all of this, when we consider churn rate, like how many people opted for services and they left out of services, so we will talk about those particular indicators as well. So here we will take an example for a specific Indian state. For example, say I can take as Maharashtra. So Intellicus can bring in the power of machine learning and leverage the ML and Python capabilities to predict upcoming any policy outcome for the upcoming days. Say, for example, it could be order completion percentage, it could be a diminishing of the churn rate, like how we can optimize the churn rate for our services. So now we have an early tenure customer. Say, for example, I want to have an early tenure customer in Maharashtra. Under early tenure customer, we have 31.46 percentage of the churn rate, and then we have various other parameters like which age group he belongs to, a policy he has subscribed for, and what are the reasons that he is unsubscribed our services, like whether there's a price sensitivity. So we also can see the price sensitivity. Go there, what is the premium increases, competitive pricing, perceived lack of value. So he might have found some reasons why he decided to go away from our service of or not purchasing our products anymore, right? So let's take an example over here for this particular use case where we have a variable. These are our independent variables, and my dependent variable is churn rate. So now I subject these independent and dependent variable to my ML model. So whichever ML models are in the market, all are supported out of the box without any third party dependency. So what we are trying to understand here is, if there is a price change in terms of various reasons, it could be a geopolitical reasons, it could be a various supply chain issues. What if there is a price change variable? If I increase by 5%, what happens? So it is increasing our churn rate by 4%. Now what if I my delivery time or a settlement time in terms of any particular variable? What happens if I increase that? So it increased by a percentage. So let's set these variables again at the earlier state, and we will do a variable setting. Or what if we have a variable wherein it is a win-win situation for both a vendor or a manufacturing organization and the customers who consuming it. So for example, I have in this case we have a sum insured of 5%, right? So if I do that, what it has done is, over a period of time, as I can see my chart or the micro chart, the churn rate has been reduced from 30 percentage to 25.27 percentage. So these parameters, independent variables, are our ML model suggests which are those parameters which can affect or influence your outcome, or influence your govern your outcome. So this is very much needed for business users or the CXOs, the C-level executives, who can understand without having to go or deep dive into the technicality. They have all the variables at their disposal. They just need to interact and understand how the upcoming days it could be, and what are the variables that I need to subject for the optimization. Whether it could be employing more workforce management, optimizing the supply chain routes. So it can be anything. As it is domain agnostic, we can cater it for any particular business vertical. So I have mixed up. One is where we talked about the retail, and then we talked about insurance, but the core functionality remains same. And then we talked about the key part of this live session is Gen AI part, right? On top of this, we also have once the data is pushed to the system, there are semantic models which will help you. So when it comes to the semantic model, there could be tens of hundreds of semantic models at your warehouse or lakes. But when you want to speak them, it becomes tedious, because there are a lot of dimensions, measures, technicality, and lot of formulas, expressions that is required to run those models. But imagine a C-level executive who wants to speak to those semantic model without getting into that technicality. He indulges in natural language questioning or generation, NLGs. So we already have semantic model over here, which is again a retail superstore data. I will both speak and also type a question. It will respond to the questions that I am asking for. So for example, first one, show me sales across different shipping modes. The comprehensive tagging of each and every word and text, it generated a view that these are the ship modes, and it is trying to generate a key insight. Means the moment any executive asks a question on this particular model, it answered with a specific view that is like a auto view it selects specific to that particular data, and it generated a concise insight. Means as to a user can understand what he is looking at this particular view. But in case if you want to generate a comprehensive insight, he can do that as well. So he can do that a comprehensive insight. Now once he does this, now from here we will continuously interact, so that our system well identifies or understands the previous scope that I'm asking for. Means it, I'm asking a follow-up question. At the same time, we have all these options like a visualization. For example, if you want to show a info how a text to SQL is generated at the back end, you can see all those particular labels over here if it is needed, right? And then I want to ask or type next, say for example, which product category generates highest revenue. Now we'll add seasonality, time period, time series. We'll add everything to this particular thing. So now, next my question would be, what were my holiday season total sales across regions, and how do it compare across different years? Means I want to mix it up with seasonality, sales, and then the time period. So here you have to understand the power of metadata to resolve the holiday season. Means business user asks a question in their business friendly language, which is holiday season, and system maps to actual data points, which is, for example, in this case, it could be August and September. So this natural language summary highlights the key insights. It talks about more NLG capabilities whenever I ask a specific one-liner question for that, right? Now, I'll ask a follow-up question saying that which product categories contributed the most in APAC region, and what were profit margins for each category. So here, the key aspect to this particular question is it shows sales, profit, and profit margin. This means you don't have to calculate some aspects like profit margin percentage. We had a profit measure, right? So it calculated profit margin percentage as a business friendly language I asked, but it calculated that particular metric by itself. Now I want to say show other key metrics driving profitability. I want to see that as well, profitability. So here the system automatically identifies other key driving metrics affecting profit margins, because it is talking about the correlation like average profit, total shipping cost, order count, total discount. So now we will change the context. To change the context, you just need to type two forward slashes, and then we can ask us specific questions like who are the five best customers in terms of average order value, and in which city they live in United States. Mixing up with my geo and also the customer data, I want to understand and identify that as well. And you can see here generating for these are my top 5 customers belonging to those particular states in United States. And I can also say show as column chart. It's just not about the data, it also talks about the visualization settings as well. So this is how we will be able to help with you in your business, right from integration of various disparate data sources, bringing in the descriptive analysis, predictive analysis with ML and Python capabilities, and GenAI on top of your database, dashboards, data with various seasonalities. You can ask each and every question, and Intellicus can deliver insights, actionable insights for you. So that's pretty much for today's session. I hope it was meaningful for your analysis and will be helpful in your business too. Thank you so much for your joining. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Hope you had an insightful session here. Thanks again.